What is going on, my fellow gamers? This is Cosmo, and I am bringing you a commentary which will probably be a little unsettling at first, but hopefully it kind of opens your eyes on how I see the world and how you perceive your life. So, I know a lot of us. I'm just getting into it because this is like a huge topic, and this is probably gonna like rattle you a little bit, but I like to get my subscribers or people who watch my videos, I like to get them thinking a little bit. So this video is about how we run from stuff. And so it's a few problems out there, like we might have problems at home, we might have problems with our parents, we might be running from homework, we might be avoiding something, it might be a relationship problem, but we tend to procrastinate an extraordinary amount, and a lot of people don't talk about that. And for instance, me personally, I am I am at fault for this. Like I am a victim of this. Like I procrastinate. I'm a huge procrastinator, and I play Call of Duty, and I play it excessively, or let's say I used to play it excessively. I just realized today that like I play it a bit much. It's a bit too much to play a video game. And then I can probably speak for a majority of the Call of Duty community or people who watch YouTube. I could probably relate to a lot of you guys because, for instance, like me personally, on each of the Call of Duties, ever since COD 4, I have on average about 20 days of gameplay. And for us, it doesn't seem like that much. Like 20 days, that's reasonable. That's not too many days. But you know how many hours that is? Let me calculate this shit. 20 days times 24 hours. That is 480 hours you spent on a video game. And that's just for one game. And so let's say since COD 4 I spent, and don't get me wrong, I probably have a lot more, but I'm just saying for an average 20 days for the whole year of gameplay on this one game. So 480 for one. So let's say I played COD 4, World at War, I played MW2, Black Ops, and MW3. That's 5 games. Times that by 5. 480 days, or 480 hours times 5. That's 2,400 hours in the past, let's say, 4 to 5 years that I've dedicated. And for me, it's actually been a lot more because on certain Call of Duties, like MW2, I had a crazy amount of gameplay. I had a crazy amount of time dedicated to it. So just imagine, I just think about if I dedicated my time, if I put forth my efforts towards something else, I could have utilized my time a lot better. And not to say that like I don't regret any of this, but I love playing Call of Duty. It's fun, but I think everyone comes to a crossroads in their life where they're just like, dude, I gotta switch up my attitude. I can't do this anymore. And the reason I think I put so much time into it was there's a few different things. So one of the reasons I played it so much is because, like I said earlier in the commentary, I was avoiding some things. I'm in college, and I've been in college for the past few years, and I know I've been putting off my homework, my studying. I've been doing that a lot. I've been doing that for a long time, and really, I never really created a certain time frame for me to study. I just, I did it whenever a test was coming up, like a few days beforehand, or even a day beforehand, which is not good at all. And for instance, like I would put off stuff, I would sacrifice my social life, just to play this game. And it wasn't, I guess I was like delusional in a way, because I would, people would ask me, hey, Cosmo, or Andrew, that's my actual name. Hey, do you want to go out? Let's go out to a movie, or, let's go out to a bar or something. And I'm like, no, I'll stay at home, play some Call of Duty. And at the time, I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm just going to save money. I don't really need to go out and spend money if I don't have to. But really, I was just, I don't know, I was restricting myself. And some of the people who would ask me are females too, and I would just turn it down. I'm just like, no, I'm not in the mood. No, Don't get me wrong, I'm not gay or anything, guys. I don't have anything against gay people, but I'm just saying, like, I just didn't feel like doing it, you know? I was just like, nah, I think I'll stay at home, you know? And I became so content with myself, you know? I became so content with just doing my own thing. And, like, I'm missing out on one of the most beautiful things in life, and that's, of course, being in a relationship. Like, I've never had a relationship in my life, and if you saw me in person, you would probably look at me sideways like, "What the fuck? You've never been in a relationship?" Because, I mean, I guess I'll toot my own horn, but I mean, I am a pretty attractive guy, you know, and I have a decent figure, and I think my personality is pretty colorful. But yeah, I've never been in a relationship, and I think that's because I was scared to commit in a way. I guess I'll open you up to my personal experience of life. So when I was younger, my parents had gotten divorced, and it was a very hard time for me because I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I was 5 years old, and so with that, like, after that, like, I didn't understand, and I was so emotionally torn, and so my dad moved out and stuff like that, and I became indifferent after that. Like, I just didn't feel like being emotionally attached to really anybody, and that's kind of hindered me for my current life. Like, I really don't socialize as much as I probably should, or I could be doing, and so that's just one of the main things. Like, I need to change that, and like I said, I've never been in a relationship, and that the main reason is because, like, I don't want to be emotionally attached. Like, I was indifferent for so long that it's very hard to change that. It's hard to change, my emotional state at this point. But I'm definitely gonna put more time towards that. So, I mean, that's one huge reason why I'm indifferent, and I resort to video games. And I mean, I'm tired of that. I'm willing to take the risk. So, yeah, ladies, I'm available if a female is listening to this. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I've just come to this realization that I kind of have to change my act, and hopefully I reach out to a few of you people out there too, and open your eyes a little bit too, because I know I'm not the only one out there who plays a lot of Call of Duty, or any game for that matter, whether it's a first person shooter. I know, for instance, WoW, World of Warcraft, like, that's a pretty fucking addicting game, and I'm glad I stayed away from that because I know I would have been sucked in. And another reason why I think I played so much was because I played with people with the same mentality as me, people who really didn't see it as an issue. So of course you're going to continue to play with them, and of course it's fun to play with them. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the people I play with or anything like that, but of course if they have the same mentality as you, you're not going to change your ways. So that was like a main contributing thing of why I played the game so much. And so, yeah, basically in the future, like, I have a ton of gameplay stored on my hard drive, so I really don't need to play anymore. I'm probably going to get, like, the future games like Halo 4 and what else? Black Ops 2. How the hell can I forget about that? So, yeah, I'll probably get those games, but I won't be playing them nearly as much just because I want to start getting my life in order, I'm in college. I'm finishing up within the next year or two, and I have to really start preparing for my future. Like, this YouTube thing is fun, and I'll probably be putting up videos like on a weekly basis, something like that. But as far as like video games, it's very time consuming. And so what the whole message I'm trying to get across to you guys is, first off, you can't put off your problems. If you have any type of issues or any type of I don't know, anything that's going on in your life that you want to change, just fucking do it. Stop putting it off, because it's still going to be there. You're still going to have to finish it eventually. You can't put it off. You can only put it off for so long, and quit wasting time on things that are unimportant. That's kind of bad to say, considering that I dedicate a lot of time towards Call of Duty, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like, I just feel like I have a bigger impact on the world versus just playing Call of Duty, just staying in my room for hours on end playing a video game. And I know a lot of you out there feel the same way, so I mean, I just hope this is like an eye opener for you. Maybe, hey, You might be running from some problems from your relationship, so you resort to Call of Duty to kind of get away from it, or you have homework that's due in a week, but you keep playing Call of Duty, and then you wait till like the last day to do your homework, or just problems at home, like if you're having issues with parents or something, but you use Call of Duty as an outlet. I mean, there's just so many reasons why gaming is so huge right now. It's because we use it as a procrastinator. It's natural for humans to just procrastinate and put things off to the last minute until we absolutely have to do it. And I think that's why gaming is so successful nowadays. That's one of the reasons. One thing, it's appealing to people, but it's also very distracting. And if we don't really pay attention to that, then I mean that's the major reason why we play video games. I think the initial plan for playing video games, or the initial reason, was to of course have fun. But I feel like in this day and age, like, we played to get away from something, and I personally don't want to be involved with that. Like, I want to get away from that mentality of, hey, I have something to do, or I have a problem in a certain aspect of my life, but I'm gonna resort to a video game to kind of solve it, to feel significant, to feel that power. And that that's a nice little transition to my next topic, and that's trolling. So I think trolling is very, very big right now, because this is kind of digging deep. I could be blowing hot air right now, but I don't know. It's just something to think about. So I think trolling is so big right now because people. First off, we don't really get out the house whenever we're playing Call of Duty a lot. Whenever we're playing any type of video game, and so we have all this built-up energy, and we don't let it out. Us humans, we're made to move around. We're made to be mobile, and just get out there and do something. But whenever we're just at home playing a video game, stuck in front of a fucking television, we're just gonna do the same shit, and basically, whenever we have all this built-up energy, we start raging towards other people, and that's whenever trolling is in place, and that's why people scream through the mics and just get very, very rattled and upset about a video game. And another reason is because, I know a lot of shit talking is online, but I know 99% of the shit talkers online want to do that in person, and I think the reason the reason for that is because we don't have that voice at home. We don't have that certain, I don't know, that certain power, that voice that says, hey, I'm making a difference, or just whatever it might be. I hope I didn't come across as confusing in that statement, but I think you might understand what I'm trying to get at. Basically, we're running from something. If we can't get it at home, if we can't get a certain thing at home, we resort to Call of Duty, or not even at home. If we have something that we can't accomplish in life, we resort to Call of Duty, and we rage over it, and we feel we have a voice. And so that's just one of the main reasons. Another reason why trolling is so big right now is because there are a lot of bad kids out there, and if you're not that talented at the game, hey, let me try to ruin somebody else who is good, So basically, like, haters, I guess you can say. But yeah, that's a few different reasons of why trolling, in my opinion, is pretty big right now. Yeah, because trolling, I mean, there are like two people out there, in my opinion, who do trolling effectively and are actually funny. Everybody else is just being a dick, And I've said this in past videos, so I won't go too deep into trolling and the reason for that. But yeah, trolling is something that has kind of, in my opinion, just ruined the competitive level of the game and stuff like that. But that's a different rant for a different day. So on to like your life. Like, take charge. You only live once. That's it. YOLO, or carpe diem, is another formal way of saying it, and that's seize the day in Latin. You just have to do it. Why waste your day on just a video game when you can do something more effective and plan for your future, or I don't know, just do something that really makes a difference. Playing video games, that's a nice outlet. That's something to have fun, but the amount of time that we dedicate to this, like that's a bit excessive. It's a bit much. And like I said, just make it more effective. Make your time more effective. That's all I'm saying in this commentary. Like, it's okay to play video games, but know your limits. And I think like we've just created this standard where no lifing is acceptable. And when I say no life, I mean like play so many hours on a video game and it's acceptable. And it's really not. Like we got to change that shit. It's okay to play Call of Duty, it's okay to play these games, but you understand like there's so much more you can accomplish out of life if you get away from this. Like it's just not. Don't do that shit. And like I said, I've played so many hours, but I mean, what have I really gained from playing this? Like there's not much I've gained. If I would have dedicated, I mean, just a quarter of the time that I've dedicated to Call of Duty towards maybe studying, towards, I don't know, maybe my social life or just whatever it may be, like my life would be a step closer to what I really want to accomplish. And like I said, for me personally, I have a bigger calling. Like I can't do this anymore. I must do something different with my life. And a huge thing is playing this game, playing Call of Duty. I want to accomplish so much more, and I know I'm capable of more, but I haven't put the time and effort into it. So hopefully I've touched on some of you guys' emotions, and I don't expect for you guys to change overnight, but there's one point in everybody's life where you're just like, I have to change this. And the gaming community, it's overwhelmingly what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but it's very very it's excessive. That's the only thing I can say about that. It's we play it so much, and I know just out of myself personally, like I can accomplish so much more, but yet I limit myself to just my room, to this, the four walls in my room. That's all I do. But hopefully I've changed your mentality. And also, like, another thing, another big topic. So this is the last one, I promise. So no lifing. I said this a few seconds ago. No lifing is pretty huge right now. Like whenever somebody, let's say you're playing Call of Duty and somebody's like, "Oh, you're a no life. You play all these hours on this game," and there's some truth to that. And you might not want to hear it, but that is the truth. If you play so much of this game, you're missing out on life. Life has so much to offer. If you're into just whatever it might be, sports, or if you like traveling, if you just like seeing the world, if you like meeting new people, you're missing out on those quality things, and you're just wasting your time by playing this game. And I mean, I guess that's the only type of shit talking that's acceptable, because hey, let's be honest, they're telling the truth. Like, you're missing out on life. I hate the stereotype where people say, "Hey, you're playing in your mother's basement," and yada yada yada. But I mean, it kind of is true. Like, get out the fucking house and go do something about your life. Go achieve what you really want to do. I know there's a few things out there that you might be scared of, but I mean, take the risk. I know one of the biggest fears that I have is growing old and saying that, hey, I wish I would have done this when I was younger. I wish I would have, went to a certain country, or I wish I would have had this certain adventure or pursued a certain career, or just whatever it might have been. That's one of the biggest fears of my life, is just to have something or have this mindset of wanting something, but I didn't achieve it. And I think that's my motivation now. Like, I don't want to live my life. I just don't want to live my life in regret. So that's my motivation now. Like, I can't do this anymore. Call of Duty, it's fun, but I'll be like I'm a gamer. I like playing games for fun. It's very interesting to me, but to dedicate so much time, like I'm missing out on certain things in life. And if I'm speaking to you and you're maybe like under the age of, if you're in high school and stuff like that, I mean, sure, it's okay to play the game because you really haven't experienced it. But like if you're after the age of 18 and still playing like this, like you got to switch up your life. Like I'm trying to tell you in the in the nicest way possible. Like it's not working. You got to switch it up. You got to do something different. And I'm mainly saying this to kind of, really comprehend what's happened over the past few years for me, like ever since I left high school. So it's been a big realization for me, and hopefully I kind of touched and inspired you guys to do something different with your life as well. So I appreciate you guys for listening and watching. The gameplay, like I said, was just I just needed something to talk over. But thanks for watching, and hopefully I inspired you to do something different with your life.